As humans, it's a natural tendency to blame others for what happens to us in life. It's much easier to blame a toxic situation, relationship, or job for what we haven't been able to achieve. But what if you're actually the toxic missing piece to the puzzle? How do you know if you've become a toxic person yourself? Welcome back, Cycles. Today we'll be discussing 8 signs that you have become a toxic person. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Number 1. You blame others for your problems. Blaming others for your problems is a major red flag that practically gives it away that you are indeed a toxic person. Now, in every situation, there's rarely just one person to blame. So it's not like everything is entirely your fault, but when it comes to blaming others for everything that has happened in your life, it becomes a toxic cycle of subconsciously refusing to believe that you could ever do something wrong. Put simply, you're very familiar with playing the victim card. And don't ever stop to think that maybe it's you that could have something to do with it. Instead, it's good to reevaluate times where you think your life has taken a wrong turn and try to pinpoint where you had something to do with it, which will help you identify where you went wrong in future situations. Number 2, you gossip about other people. Gossiping, or talking behind other people's backs, is only good for stirring the pot and starting more drama in your life. Toxic people often talk behind other people's backs because of an underlying sense of insecurity and lack of self-confidence. They take the heat off them and their wrongdoings by pointing out where they think everyone else is going wrong in their lives. Gossiping can also come out in the form of, "I know something you don't know," meaning it becomes a power structure of who knows more about the people around them. Unfortunately, gossiping has been around since humans have walked the earth. It's an egotistic form of comfort and connection. However, you always have the choice whether or not to participate. It's not an easy switch, but it can be very rewarding to actively choose to no longer take part in these types of conversations and own up to any gossiping you're confronted about. Number 3, you take, and you never give. Now, there's nothing wrong with relying on your support system when you're at the point in your life where you need someone to listen. However, if you find yourself to become reliant on your never-ending stream of requests while not ever really returning the favour, you could be considered a toxic one. Maybe you constantly find yourself avoiding situations that require your assistance, or making excuses as to why you can't help the people who have helped you time and time again. These are all key points, but are worth paying attention to. A great way to reanalyze if you are indeed the taker of your family or friends group is to think back to situations where people were there for you, and then think of what you've done for them. If you find that there is a major disconnect to how often you've helped in comparison to the help you've received, reach out and ask these people if they need a hand with anything. Don't procrastinate or leave them hanging. Number 4, your friends are MIA. Speaking of taking more than you give, your friends will slowly pick up on the pesky personality trait of yours and, soon enough, will quietly take measures to back out of your life. It's usually not until a special occasion or events where you're expecting them to be there for you that you'll notice everyone you once thought was your closest friends have all found better things to do. This is when you really know you need to reanalyze your place in the lives of your closest people. Be brutally honest with yourself rather than resorting to feelings of frustration and abandonment, for they are distancing themselves for a good reason. Reach out to these friends and have a genuine conversation as to where you went wrong. Number 5, you live a drama-filled life. One of the reasons your friends have gone missing in action could be that you live an overwhelmingly drama-filled life, which is not for everyone. In fact, living a life full of drama is usually a major distraction and reasoning to the underlying toxic traits that you've become so accustomed to. We all go through some pretty intense moments in life, but the problems arise when you seem to thrive on the drama in your life and don't feel the same without it. Instead of relishing in this reality TV show type of life, which usually drags everyone around you down with you, try to find solutions to the root of the drama and become familiar with the simplicity of living a life with as little drama as possible. Explore the underlying reasons you may be thriving on this drama. It could be lack of confidence or insecurities relating to your relationships. Number 6. You always need to be right. Being a sore loser is a common trait amongst toxic people. It doesn't just have to do with sports alone. The deep-rooted need to always be right is considered one of the most draining traits of a toxic person. It would be ideal to be right and happy all the time, but it simply is just not a realistic way to live. In fact, it's entirely possible even if you're extremely smart. So, if you find yourself irritated because you made a mistake at work or because your idea has been proven wrong by your spouse, you're probably falling under this category. A good way to slowly overcome this overwhelming need to be right is to try to resist the need to be seen as correct all the time. Know that it comes off as much more genuine when you are open to other people's perspectives. Not to mention, you'll tend to learn a lot when you're not a know-it-all. Number 7. You focus on the negatives. Toxic people are known to focus on the wrong and always think they're right. It's quite ironic when you look at it like that. Focusing on the negatives in life is a truly tragic way to live because as you focus on the negatives, life will continue to deliver them. Placing a higher value on the negatives in life in comparison to the positives can suck the fun right out of life and make it seem like everyone is out to get you. After a while, you'll notice that you've surrounded yourself with people that tend to focus on the negatives, making you struggle to really feel good about any aspect of your life. To combat this negative outlook, try to surround yourself with positive people while practicing gratitude for the things that are going well for you. After all, life is far more enjoyable and productive when you make optimism a habit. Number 8. You can't let go. Holding grudges against people who have unintentionally hurt you or made mistakes ends up hurting you more than it does this other person. This is the main reason that not being able to let go can turn into a major toxic personality trait. Not only does it cause a build-up in feelings of hurt and frustration, but it can also make it difficult for anyone around you to be supportive, because things will never improve as long as you stay in a toxic mindset. The main action that should be taken in these situations is to practice the ability to forgive, even if it's only for the sake of your mental health. If you find that you're unable to move on from a situation on your own, ask for support or research ways to move on that pertain to your specific situation. In the end, it's all up to you, and nobody's going to forgive you on your behalf. Well, that wraps up today's video, Psychos. Let us know in the comments below if you think you've become a toxic person according to these 8 signs. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you in the next one.